You went to the polls and the people have spoken. Oklahoma City is waking up to a brand new mayor. Senator David Holt winning that election by almost 80% of the vote. A momentous occasion in which we thought it best to commemorate with the mayor-elect himself. So welcome to Mayor David Holt. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
How are you feeling? Congratulations, first off.
Well, thank you very much.
It's a huge win for you and your family. What are you feeling right now?
Physically, I'm a little tired. This couch is a little too comfortable. I could fall asleep on it.
Yes, I will vouch for that.
But emotionally, I feel great. It's the great honor of my lifetime to be the mayor of my hometown, Oklahoma City, and I probably really haven't had time for all of that to sink in.
Still in shock. When that final tally came in, those final results came in. That must have just been the validation for all the hard, months of work that you've put in.
Yeah, no, it's great. I feel it's a validation of the unifying message that we carried throughout this campaign. People seemingly responded to the idea of an optimistic and inclusive leadership style. And as I said last night in my speech, I mean, there were people from all walks of life, all political parties, all parts of the city at our party last night. And obviously that's also represented in the election returns. I mean, 79% is obviously a pretty strong mandate and a nice sign from the city that they believe in what I'm saying. And yeah, it felt great.
Yeah, pretty solid W, I'd say. And, were you confident in your chances of winning? Was there any point ever where you thought you might not have this in the bag?
Well, I always, I've run for office now several times, and I always run like I'm behind, no matter what the situation is. And this race, if you look at it over the course of an entire year, I mean, it had lots of different chapters, and there was a period there early where it seemed like all these people were going to get in, and so we worked really hard to make that unattractive. And then there was a period where no one else was in, but we still worked really hard. And then there was a period where we had some opposition, and though there was some perception, I think, that it wasn't strong opposition, we still worked really hard, So I guess to answer your question, every day I felt like I was going to lose.
Okay, all right.
And so we worked hard.
You are right, though. There were bizarre moments of the race for sure. But let's get straight, to it. You're sworn in April. First day in the office. What's on your agenda?
Well, I mean, I'm not becoming the president. I don't sign like 100 executive orders on my first day.
But it's still a big deal. You got a whole city.
Well, I just mean, the power of the mayor is one to create coalitions, build consensus, lead with a vision, represent the city. And that's something you do over the course of weeks, months, and years, not on the first day. But I will work on the priorities on day one that I've talked about in the campaign, core needs of streets, police, fire, infrastructure, education, quality of life, and incorporating the diversity of our city into our decision-making process. We'll see. Over the next 2 months, I'll have a lot of time now which I'm grateful to have these 2 months, to really work on how my priorities fit into kind of a plan over the next 4 years. I probably have enough stuff on my to-do list for 8 years, but we'll start with 4, and we will kind of pace that out. And maybe in those first few days and weeks, there will be some concrete things we can do up front. But to me, it's a long play. This is not. I'm not running for mayor to do it on the first week. I mean, there's a lot of things we have to do, and it's going to take all of 4 years to do them.
Yeah, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And just so everyone knows, I'm going to have 2 segments with you. On the other side, we have a lot of your questions, things that people want to see from you. But remind us first, why the title of mayor as opposed to senator? Because you will have to drop your Senate title.
I will
correct?
be. Yes, I'll be leaving the Senate in the next 2 months. I'll stay there as long as I can to do my duty for my constituents. But before April 10th, I will have to leave the legislature. And why the title of mayor and not senator? Well, I've done senator, and that was I was the great honor to represent the people of the 30th district. But I love Oklahoma City. I'd served in the mayor's office for 5 years. I understood, I felt how to do this job. And like I said earlier, I mean, being the mayor of Oklahoma City, that's just a dream come true.
And you just mentioned that you were the chief of staff for Mick Cornett for 5 years. So you have really gotten to see, his reign, so to speak, probably closer than a lot, most people. In what ways will you be different from him, and what will you continue on from his legacy?
Well, I am who I am. We're all different people, and I'm a different generation too. I mean, there's a generational shift represented here. I'm the youngest mayor since 1923 here in Oklahoma City, and so I'll have a different perspective, I'm sure, on lots of things. But I will say this: I mean, I think what we won't change will be that optimistic and inclusive style, and the idea that we continue to invest in ourselves, and we continue to compete with other cities, and we continue to get better, and we continue to be a city where people want to move, and where job creators want to do business. All of those things that I think that mayoral's leadership in our city has represented for 25 years. That's going to continue with me, but I can still see the new challenges of our time, and so I might be dealing a little bit differently with some issues like education and diversity, but that's really just because that's the issues that 2018 has brought to our table, you know. And so I don't know that Mayor Cornett would have handled it any differently if he were going to be mayor from 2018 to 2022. But he won't be. I will be, and I'll have to deal with those challenges. But I think in a lot of ways, obviously, we have similar styles, but I'll be me, and it'll be for others to judge how we're different.